And welcome to 10 years of Vodafone Healthline. Yes, 10 years of transforming lives, restoring hope, and equipping you with the right medical information that enables you to enjoy a long, healthy life. Now, to enjoy this moment, we have included 2 new segments in this season. This Week in Medicine and Jewels in Our Kitchen. Obviously, we can't leave you without your heart racing, so fitness is right here with you. To celebrate this significant time with me, we are joined by able doctors, Abba Folson and Kweku Mayali, aka Dr. KK. Together, for the next 12 weeks, we'll be unraveling medical mysteries and busting some myths. This show is brought to you by Vodafone. Further, together.
Now you can be part of the extraordinary world of endless possibilities on Vodafone. With the best value and amazing data offers and services available in Ghana, your dreams are achievable. Get more for less with Vodafone data. Vodafone, further together.
Very soon, you will meet our new fitness coach, Efia Berfi, who will give you tips on how to stay fit and sleek. It's been 10 years since Vodafone Healthline has been performing life-saving surgeries and bringing together the most sought-after medical specialists in an ambitious effort to bridge the gaps in our health system. Let's take a look at this all-inspiring journey as it touched so many lives across the country.
In 2011, Vodafone Ghana took a bold initiative to address gaps in healthcare delivery, focusing on access to information with the TV show Vodafone Healthline. The objective of the show was to educate Ghanaians on pertinent health-related issues and encouraging healthy lifestyle practices among the population.
Healthline is dedicated to bringing you the best health information. It's a chance for you to join me, Kokui, and our panel of doctors as we tackle questions that we received from you.
The 13-episode television program provided a platform for the most sought-after medical specialists in various fields to educate viewers on key health issues, giving the general public a rare opportunity to expand their knowledge and understanding of common illnesses and how to prevent them. As part of the show, Vodafone unearthed the stories of people from deprived communities across the country and supported them fully by sponsoring the cost of treatment, including life-saving surgeries. An offshoot of the show has been the innovative Vodafone Medical Call Center, a telehealth service which provides timely medical advice to Ghanaians with just a phone call.
So you want to know what are some of the signs and symptoms that would tell you have hypertension.
We have calls from all over the nation, most especially about diseases like hypertension, diabetes. questions about malaria, questions about our reproductive health. For the
reducing the long queues and stress people go through to receive medical service. This intervention became extremely timely at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, providing expert advice on safety measures and helping to dispel myths and misinformation about the virus.
And some also call believing that they have COVID-19. So we'll do what we call a risk stratification to determine whether indeed they are high risk, moderate risk, or low risk.
What better way to celebrate 10 years of Vodafone Healthline than sharing in the warm smiles of the hundreds of beneficiaries whose lives have been transformed, watching them take their first steps towards restoration. A healthy life filled with hope. Vodafone, further together.
Honestly speaking, it was so inspiring to watch, and the amount of money that must have gone into that, effort that had gone into that, and the faith it gave so many people that you don't need to know somebody to knock on such a door, to have such a help. It's, for me, tops it all.
So if you think about the reward for doing something, this is like a classic example of doing something and getting a reward, not necessarily monetary reward.
I'm glad you said that.
Yes.
No, people think of money when you say reward.
No, the joy that what you've done has transformed a life, made it better for the long term. I think that it's one of the best things that could happen.
And I'm not sure which of you has been in a situation where you feel absolutely helpless. In a situation where you just feel like you've hit it. There's no way for you to,
maneuver,
come out. Which your back is against the wall. When you get to this position, sometimes it may just be an advice or a ray of hope that someone gives you, that chance. So for these people, for these families, for over the years, 10 various seasons, going through it. If we're doing even 10 families per season, we're talking about 100 families. Each index case is about 3 or 4 people per
at least,
family.
Yes, at least.
So 100, that's 400 people that have been positively impacted. Now, this goes beyond the family.
Exactly.
It goes to the community. Then it's not just about the money. It's about the thought to continue something like this. I think that it's commendable. To say the least, it's really commendable.
There's this bad thing that people say that Ghanaians don't know how to have maintenance culture. But Vodafone Healthline proved everybody wrong.
Exactly.
10 years of maintenance.
Exactly.
And improvement.
And improvement. Exactly. Like it's mind blowing. It's exciting, and I can't wait for the next decade.
Next decade. How will I do?
Still looking fresh.
I hope so.
We'll be right back. So we have an interesting one for our myth today. I can't wait for you to see, because I, as a nutritionist, have my own take on it. Let's see. CEO, how many bars of chocolate must you consume? But honestly speaking, I'm not medical, I'm nutrition, I'm food, but I do not think that it would necessarily instantaneously do anything like that. I know that chocolate, cocoa, as it is, when it's fermented and before it's processed into chocolate or any of the slightly bitter ones that we know, it's actually packed with nutrition. And one of the things that stands out for me is the magnesium. Magnesium has been linked also to testosterone for the men. Is linked to bone health, is linked to so many things, including curbing cravings. So I'm wondering if he's trying to curb a craving or not.
So if you curb a craving at this position, as this material,
so he can focus.
They do, but the craving is for
What's he craving for? That's the question.
The craving is for
something else, different food. But
so
medically,
if you kept that craving at that time, it's a problem.
No, true. But medically, is it like what's an aphrodisiac? Let's explain that before people think that I'm killing it before you start.
Okay. So the aphrodisiacs are stuff that we take they say to enhance sexual pleasure or to enhance arousal. So it's just an enhancer.
Okay.
So technically that's the definition. There are a lot of natural things that have been thought to have aphrodisiac effect.
I know a few.
I'm sure I'll leave that for you to elaborate on. But chocolate has really been put out there as an aphrodisiac. I don't know if I'm going to be one of those who's going to push its aphrodisiac effects. As a cardiologist, I know what I'm going to be pushing for.
The anti-sugar effect.
And all those anti-cholesterol effects.
Because it has a lot of saturated fat.
What you're saying, anti-sugar and anti-cholesterol. They are chocolate for anti-cholesterol.
But I think that there's a lot of history. I mean, you had Casanova. So he's the one who was making a lot of noise about the aphrodisiac effect of this. A lot of people have benefited from it, they say. But it contains certain chemicals, truthfully, which help to release other chemicals in the body, which are good for the general well-being, keeps you calm and more likely to respond to the need arise.
So yes, you are calm, you are happy.
Exactly.
It works well that way.
Just to appear scholastic, As I'm wearing my white coat. You see, Abba says it contains certain chemicals.
Yes.
We have phenylethylamine, quercetin. You see, these ones have been known to, here's one more. Oh, serotonin. I think serotonin. I'm kind of feeling there, Professor. So you see, these ones have been known to, when they are, like she says, they help release when they are degraded. They create chemicals,
hormones,
and then feel good. Some people talk about the texture, how the chocolate feels in your mouth.
Yes.
So to say that if you eat chocolate, you perform well
instantaneously is where I have a challenge with. Over time.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Even with that one, I think that if the woman had eaten the chocolate, it would have been better. Because the man there, once he's called, once he's called,
or false.
You know what I mean? Once he's called to the bar, he will dump it. But for the woman,
being called to the bar is the problem.
No, but you see, if you are being called to the bar and you are already at the bar, you have won the club.
But most people who take aphrodisiacs cannot get to the bar. That's why they take them, right?
No, some people no. So you see, aphrodisiacs. So Abba says, offended, desire, arousal. These ones is what the aphrodisiacs do strong. But there's a third part that's some doesn't talk about potency. Now
that's a different
we're
story.
not going strongly to potency when we're talking about we're talking more of
just the desire,
with the feeling, to do or not
like
to do.
What they call libido, right?
Yes.
Now, as for man, to do is always to do.
What is not to do?
If cannot do, then that's what the problem.
If cannot do, then
then it will do.
It will do. Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
So that mom can be able to open the door. This is it.
Please open the door.
Here's my little brother doing something special. He's setting the camera up with another bright idea. This is open the door. Yay! Mom, I got this.
Afedie, whoso betumi nya kwanya sronko a ye nije ye power Vodafone so. Ye the data bundles are any seso Ghana ha brel. Ye ma da ye so, ye ni da so nyina bem. Enti beka ye ho, nya data mo nije power bebre.
Vodafone, further together.
I would love to introduce two of Vodafone Healthline beneficiaries in our studios right now. And I would like to start with the cutest, in my opinion, Grace and her father, Mr. Mayor. Welcome to Vodafone Healthline.
Thank you.
Grace, your father informs me it's been 12 years, that's 2010,
Yes.
since you encountered Vodafone Healthline. How does that make you feel? Old?
No, please.
Happy?
Yeah.
Joyful?
Yeah.
Excited?
Yes.
Daddy, tell us more. What is the history behind Grace and Vodafone Healthline?
Yeah, that was 2010 when she went to school, and we were called that she's having a swelling at the right rib.
How old was she then?
She was 4 years.
4,
Yes.
okay.
So quickly I have to rush to the school because I bathed her that morning.
And it wasn't there?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I went, and it was surprising that that's swelling. So we're trying to send her to a private hospital, but we were advised that we should rather send her to government hospital.
Okay.
And the general hospital is not far because we live in Ashama.
Okay.
We went and they looked at the whole thing and they said they don't understand what it is.
It's going on, okay.
They would rather like to refer us to Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Okay.
So we went to the pediatric. They also work on it, and they don't know actually what it is.
Okay.
So we're referred to pediatric to orthopedic.
Orthopedic, okay.
We met Dr. Segwefia, and he said that he would like his men to do something, the semen. They took the semen and they sent it, and it was about 6 weeks when they came with the result that it was rhabdomyosarcoma.
Oh, a cancer?
Yes.
Wow. It happened almost immediately.
Yes.
Almost all of a sudden for you.
Exactly.
But how did you come across Vodafone Healthline?
Yeah,
how did Vodafone Healthline come in? At that moment or later?
We went one time to TV3 to do some, they were trying to look for help. Then I think one of the Vodafone people saw her. So even they traced her to TV3.
Okay.
And our number were given, and they get in touch with us.
Oh, that's good. Great. So after 12 years, how does it make you feel, Vodafone being in your life all this while and having made such a great change? Because your father said he almost gave up.
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
I feel happy that my parents supported me in my condition, and also Vodafone coming in to help me. It's just by God's grace, and I'm happy.
Just like your name.
Yes.
And as cute as you are.
Yes.
Oh, Daddy, thank you so much. What do you have to say to Vodafone Healthline?
Oh, we are so grateful. I would say that Vodafone was our savior at that moment. And we are so grateful. And I'm so thankful to Vodafone for what they have done and make our hype. We were back to our normal life.
Yeah.
And I'm so grateful and so thankful.
So it's Vodafone Healthline, and they've done many things for many people, and it's nice to hear your story. Yours is just one of hundreds. And what can we say to Vodafone? Are you cool? We'll meet our second beneficiary. Bra Mike, as I always call you, I know you're a footballer. And your history actually starts, your history of Vodafone Healthline starts with football.
Exactly.
Can you tell us a bit more?
Actually, I met Vodafone through an injury.
Okay.
Yeah, I think at 37 hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I met Vodafone.
So what injury was it that Vodafone Healthline came in to help you?
Yeah, actually, it was a knee injury.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kicked under my feet, and I think the bone under my knee cracked.
You were kicked under your...
Under my feet.
The person had what? Metal soles?
No, but very aggressive. He was trying to get the ball from me, and I was avoiding him. So
in football, and it's not even, it was a friendly play.
Yeah, friendly play, exactly.
Wow, that must have been aggressive, and it actually cracked a bone in your knee.
Yeah, under my knee. Yeah, and it's torn a little bit of the meniscus.
So how did Vodafone Healthline come into the picture when you were 37?
I keep on saying it's from God, because when I got to the physio department of 37, spoke to a doctor about my injury.
Yes.
And he gave me the bill. Yeah, so I was like, I can't. I want to go home and think about it.
Oh.
The next time he just called me that it's a team of Vodafone to meet you.
Wow.
I said, from where? I said, Vodafone. I said, fine. So that's how we met.
And when they came in, how did they support you in terms of treatment?
In fact, very massive.
Wow.
For my transportation, my food. And actually, when they started, I didn't believe them. Yeah, but the first time I got the receipt from ultrasound clinic at East Legon.
Yeah.
That was the first scan, the MRI scan.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, they referred me to Kolebu to meet Dr. Aggrey-Orleans. I think he charges about 9,000.
No.
Yeah, I also got that receipt, and I was like, wow, this is real.
This is so real.
And after that, they took me to, they gave me a lunch at Afkiko.
Oh.
In fact,
they filled your belly and made your spirit happy.
My healing started very quickly.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. So it's something that seemed like a scam in your brain became a reality.
Yeah.
And then you're able to use your leg now.
Very, very good. I couldn't bend my knees as I'm sitting now.
We can see that.
Yeah, if you come and pick me at my home and you don't give me a front seat, I'll not sit down.
Oh, wow.
I need to stretch my legs. I can't bend the knee.
But now
I can bend them. And, yeah.
Are you still playing football?
Yeah, I'm playing, but clubless for now.
No challenge.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can still play.
Exactly.
Now that is good.
Very happy about
How long was this therapy for? Was it a year?
I think 12 years now.
It's been 12 years.
Yes, but after the surgery, I was still having some little complications.
Yes.
I mean, some little swells.
Of course.
So I kept on managing my exercises.
Indeed.
That was why I recovered fully from it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you kept up with it because most of the time, physiotherapy is up to us.
Exactly.
We have to keep up with it and keep up with exercises.
Very true.
Then we become nimble. You see, I'm doing this. Those who watch the other season know that bone issue I also had.
Exactly.
It's amazing to see that. What do you have to say to Vodafone and those who actually sometimes still believe that Vodafone Healthline is all about it's a scam or who you know or something? Just like you said, you didn't know anybody.
Yeah. People keep on asking that question. That can you connect me to the helpers?
It wasn't that.
I said, Vodafone, trust me. It's a sent from heaven program. Yes, because I don't know how I met them. I keep on asking myself.
Yeah.
So I think Vodafone is a trustworthy network and I think just keep the good work up. You keep it up, trust me. And I can't stop using that SIM. My family and I are always enjoying that SIM.
Vodafone Healthline. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's been amazing talking to you.
Thank you,
I call him Bra Mike, okay?
Thank you.
But he is Michael Aklocho.
Exactly.
And if you're an Aklocho, you're actually from one ancestor. He told me it's been fun and we are enjoying ourselves.
Yeah.
And we are so grateful to Vodafone Healthline because honestly, it is God sent.
Exactly.
We'll be right back.
Now you can be part of the extraordinary world of endless possibilities on Vodafone. With the best value and amazing data offers and services available in Ghana, your dreams are achievable. Get more for less with Vodafone data. Vodafone, further together.
We take care of ourselves and ask God to protect ourselves and our families from any accidents. But accidents can happen. And when they do, what do we do? Because Matisse say 62 car accidents, it's in a one shiny year. And your accident in the Bekunipano. Now, one so the muyi and the woman and watching and us we them. To understand what to do, we have our very own specialist, Dr. Aggrey-Orleans from 37 Military Hospital, to teach us an idea of what we can do to save ourselves, to help our friends, and even be a good Samaritan. Doc, welcome to Vodafone Healthline.
Thank you.
I hope I said it right? It is true. Yes. Mishandling can cause problems.
Certainly. And there are so many efforts by a lot of stakeholders to prevent accidents. And accidents will happen. We can reduce the incidents, but accidents will happen. And when they do, we as ordinary citizens need to know what to do. And doing the right thing at the right time could save a life. So it's a chain, and we have to make sure we are not the weakest link in that chain. From when the accident happens till a qualified doctor sees to the casualty.
For the sake of understanding what you meant by a chain, can you briefly tell us the big parts of the chain and the critical points of that chain?
So from the time an incident happens, a road traffic accident happens, two cars collide or a car collides into something,
Or somersaults.
Or somersaults, yes. That can happen, right? Casualties, they're people injured. Now, they are first responders, those who will go there to see. So the first group of those, or the first group who will respond to the casualties, play a role. Those who would communicate, asking for help, will play a role. The hospitals or the ambulance system that would come in and pick the casualties play a role. Then the hospital where the final treatment would happen also plays a role.
Talking about ambulances, these days, you know, you have good Samaritans that actually put accident victims in their cars. Do they also play a role?
Yes, they do. They do. And that's the transport part of the whole chain. So if we had enough ambulances, then we could safely wait for an ambulance to pick up casualties, but we don't. So there will come a time, or often, good Samaritans need to use their personal vehicles or taxis or other commercial vehicles to transport patients. It's not the best, but this is what we have now. So we need to know a few safe practices. So till we have a system where we have enough ambulances, we can safely transport casualties from the site of the accident to the emergency room or to the hospital. So
talking about safety measures and what we can do. Can you show us a few, please?
Yes, certainly. And then, so this is our approach to it. We think first of safety, then we think of communication, then we think of something called the triage. When there are a number of casualties, you see to the one who is most injured first, right? Then you do your first aid, apply your first aid, which will involve you having your skill and having the right equipment. They go together. Know what to do and have the right equipment. Then the third part for this discussion would be transporting the patient to the hospital. Okay, so these are the 4 areas. Okay, so I would then demonstrate.
Yes,
all right, so I'll just put this here. All right.
Okay.
Right. So.
Send a young doc with Johnny shirt. Just a couple be na say. Okay, now atade na o hye na apata ni bi ananse de be hawa. Now we release won san because adwuma akoye no eye moja ho adwuma. De e be hwe no misram wanwa moja ade ha mo adwen paka no munyi wani. Na mbusa munwase na ye no because doctor na de opeso o kire pa sister no mpra misram a kind of makeup for you now my ade na mama na looking real but enye real enye moja pa you kind of stage props since anyoma ni bia sana mbati ase yi nti doc over to you.
Okay, right, so the first thing is safety. Make sure the environment is safe. No fire, no live wires, no weapons around. Then the second thing is to protect yourself. So I've got my first aid kit here. I'm going to put on my face mask.
Wan kasa bobo ho ban smart ya say wo hwe say jabia na say wire bia do endo be bia na say mumbe nsuo bi bibi e be ma wapura wan kasa wo make sure say wan kasa no wabo ho ban yie ansa na wakoboa obi nti won say do ko hye ni face mask to protect ho wakoboa obi.
So this goes on, then you have a pair of gloves.
But your gloves ne wo hia o udun safin ko so ekro ni mu a wan ha wan makro no kra sai into yesra mu amu yempe gloves ensha ye ayinumu first aid kit box.
All right, so like I mentioned earlier, you need to triage. So in this instance, I would assume this is the most severely injured person and I'll start to see to her. So we'll break it down to the bare minimum. So first of all, you need to reassure the patient. So, madam, are you okay? Okay, good. I'll try and help you. Where are you injured? Okay, so now she's injured on the leg, on the arm, and on the scalp. So I would ask her to apply a bit of pressure here. Then I'll first see to the wound on the head.
Why the head first?
Right, because the scalp bleeds a lot. Okay. Right, and then the approach is to first start with the head, the body, before you go to the limbs. Okay. Head, body, limbs. Okay. Yeah. So this is a simple rule of thumb we can follow. Right.
The doctor patchen say, "Ukotu so be a pra, and uncle for do a pra. Ubehwe de we pra kese pano. No, I started one so. We started so I want so continue first. Adenti I say, ade omu ye etini tumi moja tumi nyi wetini mu mo sen de aka no ntu ye ti na no ahwe no upper body na hasro ha no so we pra wo so so a na ahwe no awie ansa na waba enan no rule of thumb doctor for no ade omoye sanipa no moja ntu no ananyu no ema bibi enye no nti mo hwese no ochechiriti no.
Right, so make sure you don't cover the eyes and you don't cover the ears.
Doc, right? We saw that you put something on the wound before.
Yes. Gauze to apply a bit of pressure.
Okay.
Now, if you run out of gauze, you can use anything. Okay, a piece of cloth. Yes, it may not be clean, but our focus now is to prevent bleeding that could lead to death.
Doc say, adibi to krono so, baby a moja ni nyu no ansa na o chisho de bandage ni chichiriti no. Bandage mama no kata nani wahu but o say enhu hia sade ni nye clean kram dem fanto so sa because moja na ye pese sote ye pese obenyu na na wawu enuntia nti mo chichiri ni say ya.
Right, so next we are not sure of how much blood is lost, so it's always safer to have the patient lying down or the casualty lying down. So please come lie down.
Onya sure moja dodo enyu ni pakro ni nti no ma na da ho.
Okay, now over here we can see a wound. And then we assume there's a fracture. So the important thing to do is to prevent the excessive movement of the limb. So you can improvise. I have a pre-made splint here, but you can use anything at all, any rigid object to immobilize the leg. And we need to stop the bleeding and keep the leg still. So that's what I'm doing now.
Doc say, because we're proud and 9 no. Ono na ka se mo hwe top first but hwe ne nan na bia na nan dompanimu abu eno no hu hia se o ma dompanimu mbum ento aso nti no obetumi de bibia support nan na ye straight no obibi ode ye wa ha but wo kroma na bibi na esi a edua kra bia ye straight flat a obetumi de nan na to so na maso boko se na oye no na wo de achoke nan no won se wa ya ma aka ye ka ne sen wo foot ni nyina wo we de twi na mba papa wo ho mfa ncheme afi ode bandage no chechire sana nine movie so ahu say yes stiff because a movie me na don pene bua e be koso abu nkitenkete afọ be hospital na nine no asay na esi etwa to twene nti say wo ya ade we pa na ya na ye ne boko mun kai mun say hu say osa de ade tu kro no so ansa na o chechire se na ye eti na the same thing na o ye or the fan nine hu nyina sana nine no a movie nti we de ye hia go se pa o doc.
Yes, ye hia. Ye hia.
Pacho doc, we no se won use safety pin bi amfa nso bibie mu anasa wo plaster bi wo baby na ode na ye hu.
Dabi. So usually at the accident scene with all the haste and all the rush and all the chaos, you may find it very hard to do all these fine movements. So you can tie the bandage. If you got the plaster, use it. But remember, this is happening on the scene. And there'll be a lot of chaos and all. So we want to work as fast as possible. So if you can tie it, go ahead and tie it. If you've got the safety pin, go ahead and use the safety pin. And if you got some plaster, please go ahead and use it. If you have more bandage, yes, go ahead and apply. Okay. Then now I'll see to the wound on the upper limb.
Doc so be friend sane de no ba de o ka fa nan ne ho ne se bibusa ne sanye bia o me hu se onyusu pin bia amfa nso bandage ni mu na bibi no se ade no ko na ade na to san po frim san no e bia na oni pin won ho e bia plaster kra wudi nti so betuma chechira bo mode na bopo kakra sana bandage na wa chechire no ensane na 9 na ti na de a wo ye no ensei nti esi anu se na o ye ba ko na no wasa de gos fufra sa to nsa no so ana o chechire na fe no wa bopo no kama.
So the focus here is to prevent bleeding, which could lead to death.
Moja na nyuni pakọ na na yebo modern say enkoso anyu no because moja de esa na no anu no nti no ehu hia se ebe chechire kama na de pressure kakra to so na.
Right, then the last part is to immobilize the upper limb, and we have a triangular splint or sling over here. So this is what we do. We stand in front of the casualty. Then the tip of the sling goes to the elbow of the injured arm. I put the arm over it. I tie this over. then you can tie it behind the casualty.
Doc, so nisa triangular aibia. Utumi de duku bi ya na.
Yes, you can use a scarf, you can use a piece of cloth.
Is it important for it to be a triangle? So you have to shape it into a triangle before you use?
Yes, easier.
Okay.
Alternatively, if he's in a shirt, then you could open a few buttons and tuck the hand in.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Into doc say, mu duku blue no de ye na. Once duku ni de triangle dada. Aha, but say the wo no ntuma na duku na wo no enye triangle sa. Utumi bubo mane ya say triangle no because the mane easy. Oh ya umbre pi na utumi de share nsa no. So no oye no e de kire won nsa no. Sa pepe adanti ne ye ne sa na nsa no eno susu move e bia na no susu no dompe no ebu kakra. Anase kro no susu be ha na adwen a no aye ne sa ba se bia wo ni bi na nipa ko ne shirt de outumi bie buttons ne kakra na ama ne nsa no de hye mboko de wuya ne se nsa no entutu nko left ne right na movie rough.
Right. So as I mentioned earlier, we are not sure of how much blood she's lost. So it's always good to keep the casualty lying down and if possible to elevate the legs. Okay, so if we have maybe a small anything at all that could lift up the legs a bit, then blood flow to the head will be improved, if possible.
Okay. Doctor say, because of moja no a enyu nipa kro no, woni moja kokro dodo a sorry abesenko. Nti nke be ya obenya bibi kakra bi na onso na oma sister na yesu. Na nka wa ma nipa kro na nso kakra bi. Onso moja no be do afusane yie na ebia na nisuchie ni sa anwoma ni nyina no ebeba fom.
So before doing this, remember to always call for help.
Answer our best start.
Okay. Always call for help.
Okay.
I was working alone. It was a bit clumsy. But I can imagine if I had someone to work with, then it would have been easier.
And faster.
And faster.
Doc, who you in Pabua? Adentia.
Right. Now, as part of assessment, we need to expose the limbs to see if there's another injury.
Okay.
And then once we are not sure of what we would say hemodynamic stability. That means how much blood is lost.
Okay.
Right? Then it's always good to make sure that clothing is loose and then we elevate the foot.
Okay.
Yes.
Mibusa doc sada na oyi mpaboa no. Ose ni nyina aka se ne ye check se npa ko ni mpra baby fofora na se moja ne difusane ye ni sa nwoma ni nyina eka ho. Nti obi o hye moku bia se me die bia yin ni nyina mfa ho so na akọ wedding. Enya on ye be slay. Ne nya normal. Na afa ni obi ntumi mboa ye. Afa so say Mumien kaisi ebe fresh obi nso emu ne ntumi hwe nipa kro no because onkwa wo ye a wa hwa na apepre no wa pra nipa kro no nti no mombo modin na obi betumi aboa ma ne mboa na mo ho nye ha.
And lastly, remember to reassure the patient. Okay, so help will come soon, okay? Just relax. If there's anything, let us know, okay?
Doc se no wa kro de oboa no woni na kasa boko mentiante no oye no se agi ya mesre mentiane pi eya why eya Ose mo kokro na ka che ne se o enche ka na ma friend na obi ba mu de ne be ko hospital onya abotre ayi chechire e woni pa ho ohun ayi che woni pa ho nti doc ka che adp suya dio mi chi this up barof
why are there
doc ya da say any take home message for us.
Right. Yes, the last point is that when you encounter an accident scene, remember that you don't need to know everything about the casualty before you bring them to the hospital. Often you hear people saying that, oh, there are these casualties, I don't know them, I don't know anything about them. What am I going to tell the doctors when I come to the hospital? We don't need that information. If we have that information, it helps us. But without that, we have a protocol of assessing an injured patient and giving them the needed care. So once you are in an accident, you encounter an accident scene, if you can, assist with the first aid, assist with the transport, assist with calling for help. You don't need to know the incident that happened. You don't need to know the person or the casualty involved. Okay.
Doc say, the last message or the man say, you so be a pranas and be a mayan sro, what train ye, and who soon here say beyond me pacrono. ne farabai and I say medical history bi ansa na waboa no there bi ehu ansa wa protect un se na o chen yayi na uba wo de ne ba hospital so a main suro bi wo oboboa no agya wo ho no because suro so do ba hospital a doctor busa na sem ontumi nyi ano enye sa doctor fo ne nim do mbe ya mbehwe nipa kro no ehu hia so nipa kro no unim na anasa wunnim no na mayem wa ye ho ne ho na Ghana ye lose very very productive people in because of accidents, right?
Okay.
Oh, Dr. Aggrey, that's it.
Okay, yo, Miss Medasi.
That's it. I hope so in church and so me ye. Talk me ye.
Oh, we in the year. And the key thing is practice.
Practice makes perfect. Doc, I can be answer na ye best start no na rent me ameka ne wa na man. O say first day nyoma impempi na ni cars mu bebre. Mo wodin ase mo be ko pharmacy ma to sa nyoma gauze na won so isu gauze pan bandage bebre. Na make sure say e wo first aid kit mu. Na won sure the wo mu a wo pharmacist to na super complete first aid kit. Ba ma de ohia nyina. Mesra mo a na wo bedru na ho anko kire. Ye da ase. We'll be right back.
So that mom can be able to open the door. This is it.
Please open the door.
Here's my little brother doing something special. He's setting the camera up with another bright idea. Let's just open the door. Yay! Mom, I got this.
Afedie, usu betumi nya kwanya sronko a ye nije ye power Vodafone so. Ye the data bundles are any seso Ghana ha bro. Ye ma da ye so, ye ni da so nyina bem. Enti beka ye ho, nya data mo ani je power bebre.
Vodafone, further together.
Hi, my name is Efiabefi, and I'll be your fitness coach this season. Now, I'll only take 5 minutes of your time. In this 5 minutes, I have a simple rule, which is do not stop when you get tired. Instead, go at your own pace, but make sure you finish with me. On today's episode, we'll be doing a full body workout, focusing on our whole body area, including our cardio exercise too. If you can't jump, just do this. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the work exercises, we are taking our elbow to our knee. So this. As you take your elbow to your knee, make sure that you twist your obliques. So like this. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the next leg, same area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can take a 10-second breather whilst you concentrate on the next workout. So the next workout, we'll be doing the jumping jacks. Now to do the jab, you're just jabbing to the side. So this is how you do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time we are taking it over our heads. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to do our last workout. Now you stand straight, bend forward a little, and then you take your hands back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 more. 8. 9. 10. That'll be all today. I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you again another time.
Welcome to this all-new exciting segment, This Week in Medicine. Today, we talk about surgeons who operated on themselves. We often hear about surgeons going beyond their skill and above to perform life-saving surgeries on their patients. In these cases, however, we have brilliant and radical surgeons who performed self-surgeries. Well, to remove their own appendices in the first instance. Dr. O'Neil Kane was the first. He was an American physician who served as the chief of surgery at the Kane Summit Hospital in Kane, Pennsylvania. He performed the self-appendicectomy in 1921 under local anesthesia, sitting on the operating table, propped up by pillows and with the nurse holding his head forward so he could see. He calmly cut into his abdomen layer by layer, securing hemostasis, and worked his way deep into his abdomen to identify his appendix. After taking out the appendix, he allowed his assistants, which included his brother, Dr. L. Kane, to close the wound. He left the hospital the next day and is reported to have performed a hernia repair on himself. Unfortunately, he died 3 months after that. Worthy of note is Leonid Rokozov, a 27-year-old Soviet Union surgeon who performed a self-appendicectomy in 1961 during an expedition in the Antarctica. After this surgery, Leonid lived till 2000 when he died. This is encouraging. Well, and that's me you can doctors are where surgery for surgeons. And the no one surgery obinodo. Operation in where one kasa wado. Na na chede surgeon ko America. O'Neil Kane. On no your first one. Often appendix and nankasa ohwe oye dema oyi na appendix oye no manu nua no so your doctor otu kunumu man. In fact the next day na okufie na osan ye biom onya hernia nankasa so beye nankasa ye hernia operation in na on the 3 months chede onya complications na 3 months after one owi na young boy bi Papa, you know, it's 60 years. O'Neil Kane. But young boy, no, it's 27 years. No, in the name of friend Russia. No work expeditions. I there. In the name of the national service and a baby dam. Okay, no moon, no nya appendix. Na young boy, 27-year-old. Nanka sa obo mozu ina appendix and na otnasi in good health till the year 2000, on Cheria and Sana Obu. Inti, say the 27 years, and Yafaba, there are many things you could do. Keep your mind at it, keep working hard, and you'll be fine. This is all we have for this week in medicine.
Welcome to one of our new segments, Jewels in the Kitchen. With me, Firma, obviously. Debbie, I'm a kitchen dear. Now, for this season, I'll be focusing on a few foods or ingredients you're taking it for granted. Treating it for granted, number. Obeti se meka bibi to say anti-inflammatory pa. Obeti antioxidant so pa. Obeti be antimicrobial, antibacterial, sometimes antifungal. Anti ni chese e chese e kutia bibi. E ma unya apomodin. Anti-inflammatory ni chese e bia na krobose krotua we de one like on your skin. Utumi di bibi to so na adwojo. But se krotu wo inside oba anything. Utumi komia, utumi fe drone to so wo inside. Manuane no bi wo nuane bi ayedi a ana ye de kan aduane ho a eboa ma de no ya ono kɔ fam ɛne yɛfɛ no anti-inflammatory nti wote sɛ meka sɛ aduane wei yɛ anti-inflammatory a na ɛkyɛ sɛ boa mmea wo kuro wɔ inside wote antioxidant a ɛkyɛ sɛ ɛma nyinkyɛ ɛma apɔmuden ɛma ahoɔden wote antimicrobial bia na ɛkyɛ sɛ saa germs ɛma yare bebree no ɛma immunity kɔ soro aduane a wobɛdi ɛbɛma immunity akɔ soro nti apɛ sɛ ɛkyerɛ aseɛ sɛ yɛ akumaa bi saa na next episode no yɛ starting nnuane nankasa aba West no me can't inflammatory is also so
but explaining it why are they
it does
na bro one thing
I'm telling
oh right I guess right
but episode 1 on how amazing it is to have an angel. I would love to call Vodafone Healthline an angel because truly, no media give me so much hope. People now just go to the websites, they register their problems and all that. So it's an intervention that is timely, was timely then, is still timely, and will forever be timely.
Yes.
Because people always need that hope.
Yes.
But what did you pick up this episode? What stood out for you?
I think that again, you see, you can never overemphasize timely help that is impactful. So this is a young man who plays professional football and has become injured, has had his livelihood, his dream shattered because of an injury, probably through no fault of his, in the line of duty. And then you get somebody who is able to help you have a fighting chance to get back at this. And then you have a young girl. You know, when we talk about a sarcoma, it's not a small thing. No, but for so the kind of growth that doesn't stay there and moves to other parts of the body and can lead to the patient's demise.
Wow.
If not dealt with in a timely manner.
Wow.
So if you get somebody who comes in
and
offers
that exact time.
Exactly. And then takes care of, you see, we're dealing with adenewie. But also we're dealing with say be a movie across certain parts of the body. You need other forms of therapy. And those are expensive. Very expensive.
It's very expensive.
So if you get somebody coming in to take it up, well, what can we say?
Thank you.
Ayuko. And you?
So for me, I really want to touch on our first respondents when we have a road traffic accident. You know, Dr. Orleans did a good job to demonstrate. And it's very important. Many a times we see people have accidents and some drive past. And like Dr. Abba says, timely intervention. Sometimes he said the person is bleeding out and all of that, raise a leg. So it's a matter of time. If you don't give that help early, person bleeds out. If the person got into hospital just 30 minutes earlier, sometimes that'll be enough to save their life. So let's do our best to help. While you're doing it, be gentle about it. Be compassionate about it. If you follow gentle compassion, you're likely to get through. Be careful to control the neck. When you're not sure what's happening, don't move the neck, no abrupt movement. Don't try to force them into the vehicle.
So
take your time and be compassionate. And then, you met me.
Chocolate, that's a media.
Chocolate is good.
Okay.
Like we established, it helps with feel good, it tastes nice, puts you in the mood. But if you have a problem with your libido or your erectile functioning or anything, see someone, talk to someone. Don't rely on chocolate. If you buy chocolate for your wife, she'll be happy, and I'm sure that
you will get some.
You will get some.
And indeed, we will continue to get some, and we'll be seeing you next episode. It's been amazing, and I'm still laughing. I can't help you. You'll get some.
Get some.
Indeed. See you soon. Bye for now.
Vodafone, further together.